All right, we are live.
Okay, so we should be able to see. Let's see. Let me turn on the chat. See. All right.
Oh, there are some people there.
Oh, good. Yeah, I know I got some positive feedback from a few people um, on my end. So
Did you mention it? Okay, good.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, the echo's gone.
oh, that's good. Can you see
Oh,
the comment?
I can't see the comments though. Not yet.
Okay, yeah. So I'll try and show them. Okay, there we
There
go.
we go. There's Marcus. How you doing, Marcus?
I recognize him there because there's another person in the picture. Is
He
that Elvis?
he changed his he was Marcus's all he changed the actual name of his call tag or whatever. 4 in the morning and once more the dawning. TCB since 673. TCB is always here. That's good. It's always good to see him.
Mm,
Gary,
and New
Long
York.
Island, New York. Yeah, see, Gary's my time. He's close by.
Oh,
Yeah. He's right up the highway, about 90
all right.
miles. Hey, Paul. Paul's a good guy. I talk to Paul. Paul leaves a lot of comments on my channel.
Is he? Am I mistaken? I'm not. If I'm not mistaken, he's in New Zealand. Is that right? Is that right, Paul?
I think that's where he's from. Marcus is drinking hot tea out of the smallest coffee Aloha mug. Yeah, Robert put up a video for the Aloha. I gotta check up on that.
Yeah, I caught the end of it this morning. Den for you says hi from Nashville, Tennessee. Hi to
Nashville,
Nashville,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah.
We got a nice mixture
Um,
of U.S. and folks
say that
abroad.
again. Hmm?
I said we got a nice mixture of people here in the States and people abroad.
Mm. No one from Japan though.
No one from Japan, not yet. Not
I
yet.
very rarely get. I very rarely get comment. I get the odd comment from other non-Japanese like myself, and I get the odd comment from Japanese people as well, but very rarely.
Don't you have a video? Don't you usually shoot your videos? Because I notice a lot of your videos I get Sunday morning here.
Yeah, I shoot. What you mean when I post them?
Yeah, when you post them.
Yeah, I post them 5 p.m. my time Sunday afternoon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When I'm, because I work in the production room at my church, like the TV and the internet. I'll get the alert of your video. I'm like, oh, when I get home, I got to watch this video.
Well,
So,
everybody, we don't have anything particular planned for today's live stream. No topic as such. So if you have any questions for us, fire away. Anything you want to discuss or want us to discuss. Marcus says, Mark? Are you popping bubble wrap? I'm guessing it's the dog.
no, it's me. It's a nervous habit. I I got something cool. I saw this on eBay about a week ago, and it's not an RCA label release, but it's a picture disc, and I was shipping. I got it for like $18. It just arrived today.
Oh yeah. I
Have
know
you
that
seen
one.
that?
Yeah, I bought that in England when it first came out. I think it must have been early '80s, something like that.
Yeah, it's 82, I think. Mostly old songs. It's funny. It has an Aloha picture, but it's like Heartbreak Hotel, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, Hound Dog, Don't Be Cruel. So it's all old songs. There's nothing new on it whatsoever. It's 56 and 57, but I
I've
found it
got one around here somewhere,
I
but
found
it
it
was a
funny
series.
they used
Yeah,
a picture of them.
yeah, it
But
was a series.
that bubble wrap was inside this, and you get
Okay,
bubble wrap around me, it's dangerous.
so you are popping bubble wrap.
I am. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
right. Maybe Marcus likes popping bubble wrap himself, or perhaps he knows your habits.
Um, and this is kind of like a sealed review. I got this in the mail from somebody that views my channel. Ooh, hopefully nobody saw that. It's got my address on it. I got this today. I know what this is, but I'm going to open it. But this person had reached out to me and said, "Hey, what's your address? I want to send you something." So this person did, has a "please do not bend" on it. Okay. So these are bubblegum cards that came out in 1978, and these are some empty wrappers that he sent me.
Mm.
And he sent me a bookmark, which is pretty cool. He said he was going to include a couple other things, and he actually included some of the cards that came in that pack.
That's funny because I actually received a set of cards myself. Just I didn't ask for them. I bought something from a guy and he sent them as a freebie. But I might even have them right here.
Marcus says, "Which MSG album is first in Japan? How can you tell?" Can you see that question?
Yeah, I just put that on screen, but because I didn't want to forget about it. So I can't find one just in front of me, but the first one, it has a white obi with red and blue diagonal lines around the outside. That's the first one.
Oh, okay.
If you find one with a yellow obi, yellow and black obi, that's the second one. So it's got to have the red, white, and blue obi.
And I'm sure you have both, David, right?
I don't have the yellow one at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
I am shocked, David.
But they're not so difficult to find over here. Luke,
no.
I subscribe to both of your channel. It's amazing. Thank you very much, Luke.
Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that. As does David. The one I have, David, has the different back cover. The MSG that I have, it's Japanese. It's got him in the jumpsuit that he would have worn on the evening of June 10th. Now, do both copies have that back on it?
That one with Charlie in it? Charlie Hodge?
I think so, yeah.
Can't believe I haven't got a copy here. I've just moved things around recently, so I can't find it. But I'll try and pull one out if I can find one. So yeah, I got this bunch of cards sent to me when I bought an album off some guy. Series 2, all new Series 2, the Elvis collection. The cards of his life. 12 cards per pack. There's no bubblegum in there.
Yeah, but the later ones didn't come on. But the bad thing about like those cards is they would put bubble gum in them, and then when they wrapped them and you take the seal off, it would leave a mark on the card.
Yeah, but those bubble gum.
Oh,
was it like
you broke up a little bit, David? Can you hear me?
Oh, can't see myself.
Hear me?
Am I coming through okay now?
I can see you now. Yeah, there was about a 10-second interruption.
I can't hear you. I think it was maybe at my end. So yeah, I know what you mean. The bubblegum, is it like a thin slab of pink stuff?
It's a slab, all right. Yeah, you can like snap it, you know.
Yeah, I remember that. I used to collect football cards when I was a kid, and they had that.
Yeah, and it has like a powdery
kind of gum,
I guess, to keep it some kind of a flavor, keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one. I've already marked this, but here.
White.
72, 73 anniversaries are here. Next one is 77. What would you like to see for that? Yeah, Paul, I think you and I did talk about this. So, Paul, you know my take on the whole 77 thing. Let's see what David's take on it is. So, I've been asked this a couple of times, David. So, 77 will be the 50th anniversary of Elvis on tour. What would you like to see as far as a release to commemorate that? I told Paul my
It was in concert, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see, I don't even know if it exists, but not exactly Elvis in concert, but I'd like to see an official release of the last concert. the Indianapolis concert. I don't even know if there's a soundboard recording of that show.
Yeah, you haven't really heard of one.
I know it's available on a bootleg, but it's as far as I know, it's an audience recording.
I'm not a fan of audience recordings. I don't know about you.
I don't mind that New Year's Eve one. I've got that old bootleg album, the New Year's Eve one with the blue cover. And that's pretty good.
Now, you know what? It's funny. I've never heard that. FTD has it on a CD, and I'm going to get it eventually. How's it sound? I heard it doesn't sound bad.
So with the FTD?
Yeah.
You want to get the FTD?
Yes.
And you want to know what the album sounds like?
I want to know what your thoughts on it are. Like, does it sound, because it is an audience recording, and they say it's one of his best performances. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it is. It's a really good performance, and as audience record go, it's very, very good.
Okay.
It's not one of these irritating ones where you just can't enjoy listening to it. It's a very enjoyable listen, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in a good mood, and the performances are good, and the sound is definitely, even though it's an audience recording.
Wow. Yeah, I'm closing in.
I don't know about the FTD.
100 FTD CD.
Yeah, I know it was released on FTD as well, double CD, but I haven't heard that in a while. I have heard it, and I don't think there was that much of an improvement on the original bootleg, to be honest. But I haven't done a comparison.
In fact, I watched a review on it a couple weeks ago. Do you subscribe to the EAP society?
Yeah, I have watched a few of their videos. Yeah.
They did a review. They're doing a soundboard review of all the FTD in order as they were released, and that was last Tuesday. They have a show. It's called Tuesday's Take, I think it's called. And
right.
They reviewed it, and he gave it high marks, but he said some of the bootlegs sound better than the FTD release.
Yeah, I'll definitely recommend that bootleg if you can find it, and it shouldn't cost too much. There are two versions of it, by the way. The covers are slightly different, the first one and the second one. I don't know what the second one sounds like. I don't know if it's a counterfeit or whether it was the same people that made it the second time.
Just turn you up a little bit.
I'll try to show. I can't find anything. I've moved stuff around recently. I don't know where anything is anymore.
So did you move things around to catalog stuff, or just
ironically, I moved things around so I could find them more easily, but I don't know where I've put everything in blocks. I don't know where each block is. Anyway, there it is.
There it is.
So you see this red, white, and blue border around here?
Uh-huh.
Well, that white section tells you that it's the first one. There's another version which just has a red and blue border. You know, it's like the Stars and Stripes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the white. So if you find a copy without the white, that's a later edition. I don't know if that's a counterfeit or redone by the same guys. But this one here, if you can find it with a red, white, and blue border, that's definitely worth getting hold of.
Do you have both of them?
No, I don't have both. Otherwise, I'd be able to tell you which was which, but which was the better one. But that one, it comes up for sale quite a lot, even in Japan. So I guess back in the day, those original bootlegs from like 77, 78, those really popular ones. Yeah, you can find those quite often in Japan. So I guess a lot of them were imported back in the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Have you picked up anything new recently?
What have I got recently? I haven't been buying much actually this last couple of weeks. So I got a copy of Hound Dog, the Japanese single. It's kind of a rare variant from 1968. But you have to know what you're looking at to be able to identify it as a rare one. Just a slight variation on the original.
See, that's where I'm not good at. That's where I'm not good at stuff like that. I'm not good at the variants and knowing what to look for. And
well, I have to do it at the moment because I'm kind of interested in that anyway. I'm a bit nerdy like that, but I'm doing it for this book that I'm writing with Dick. We've got a question here from Dan. Is the new FTD Boulevard vinyl? Is the cover marked with numbers? I didn't see one. Oh, I wouldn't know about that. Do you know if it's numbered?
It is numbered. I'm pretty sure. I'm about 99% sure that I saw somewhere where it is numbered. As you mentioned, limited to 3,500 copies. I think it's hand numbered, kind of like the Moody Blue.
Moody Blue.
But I don't know. The jury's out on that for me. I think it's a beautiful copy. That album is probably my favorite Elvis album in all time. It just never really resonated. It used to be a very sad album.
Oh, you said least favorite, right?
It's my least favorite. Yeah.
It's grown on me over the past few years. You've got to be in the mood for it, but I do quite like it now.
Maybe I just got to give it more of a look because I find it all the time. It's a very slow melodic album. It's not an Elvis sound album.
It's got a couple of upbeat songs on there, at least as far as the music goes.
All the
songs are pretty miserable in terms of the lyrics.
What's that?
All the songs are pretty miserable as far as the lyrics go.
Oh, they are.
About break and loss.
Is Hurt on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's. But I will say, very nice looking set. So I will probably pre-order it in another week or so. And then there's another three CD FTD set coming out. Man, they're really churning those things out.
Yeah, what's the CD set that's coming out?
It's called. Somebody might want to comment. I cannot remember off the top. Let Me Be There, I think it's called.
Oh yeah. I've seen the artwork. I haven't watched the videos about it yet.
And I think it's I didn't do it. I think it's 54. I want to try something else.
What's NP?
No problem.
No problem. No problem.
You sound like me, trying to check with my daughter. There's black and white footage.
I think he's talking about the Indianapolis concert.
Oh, okay.
Well, that would be good. Why black and white? Black and white and professional. Sounds a strange combination.
Yeah, I want to. This echo is real.
What about you? To go back to the question, is there anything you'd like to see related to that Elvis in concert?
Myself, you mean?
Yeah.
I would like to see an FTD release of Elvis in concert. Because on the original album, it had interviews with Elvis's fans and stuff. I'd like to see them put that out and have the full length concert.
He's the king. The king of music, the king of rock and roll.
Yeah, I find that. Here, you know what's funny? I'm in my 50s. And I remember not long after it came out, hearing it and thinking, "You're interrupting my concert. Stop talking." And I was like 9 years old at the time. Like, stop talking. Play the concert.
Yeah, I guess that's because it's from those quotes were taken from the documentary. Have you got the documentary?
I don't. I watch it if I want to see it, I watch it on YouTube. But I think that's what people are pining for, like a cleaned up version of the concert and remastered and all that. But I think it was Paul and I talking to. As great as he sounded, he still put on a heck of a show. He just did not look his best. He was in poor health. He was struggling. He was forgetting lyrics. Are you lonesome tonight? I like to remember him how he looked the majority of his career.
Yeah,
amazing. But that's
I do actually have I have a DVD out of it. It's not an official one, but there are quite a few unofficial DVDs out there. But it's not one that I watch particularly often.
Yeah, it's just it's sad to see like how poor his health had gotten. how much it affected. I don't know. I'm in the midst of. Oh, there's a question for you, David.
Why are there two different Japanese Do the Clam singles? Well, I don't know the official reason, but the yellow one was the first one, and then there are two different versions. One has a yellow cover, like the movie poster, I think, and then the second one has a picture that looks like the American picture sleeve. The yellow one came out first, and the earliest one I found from the second version was about a month later. So it might have been because of demand. It sold really well. So perhaps they didn't print enough of the yellow ones, and then just decided to do it again with a cheaper stuff.
It's funny that TCB brings up Do the Clam, because I listened to that soundtrack. I thought, of all the songs they could have released, they released Do the Clam.
Well, there's not many songs on that album that really would have worked as a single, I don't think. Can you think of a better one?
The title track, or even Spring Fever, maybe.
Or what, Spring Fever?
Maybe.
It's not. I don't mind the album. I quite enjoy it, but I just don't think there's much in the way of single material on there. Maybe they should have done what they did with Masterbound and not released any single.
Yeah, there's not. Now, what's on the flip side of that single? Is it the same as the U.S. version?
You'll Be Gone. We're still talking Do the Clam.
Yeah, Do the Clam. Huh. What about Puppet on a String? Wasn't that released as a single?
That was released on. It was in the UK, I think it was.
Okay.
And it was released on the B side of Wooden Heart, was it? In America?
Yes. Yeah. You're right. I think that's the Gold Standard series that they released it on.
Yeah, maybe that came later. Yeah.
So I'm with you. I enjoyed The Girl Happy. I was hoping FTD would come out with that as the next release. That or Fun and Acapulco.
How's it going, fellas? The Elvis Vinyl Guy. So I wanted to ask Elvis Vinyl Guy, are you going to be doing some more videos? He has a channel as well.
Elvis Vinyl Guy.
He told me he was going to thinking about doing some more videos.
I can, because I heard Elvis channel out there. Who is it? I can't remember that guy.
Talk to us, Elvis Vinyl Guy. We've got a question here from Paul. Having fun with Elvis on stage. Has anyone actually sat down and listened to it completely? Yeah, I have.
I never have. I have it, but I never have listened to it.
I'll tell you why I listened to it the whole way through is because I actually did a video with parts of that album, in the video itself. It was kind of a sealed to reveal video, I think. And I listened to it to pick out some sections, some extracts from the album. So yeah, that's why I listened to it all the way through. But I think I have listened to it more than once.
So I have two questions for you, David. One, what are your thoughts overall of the album? And two, what time period were these segments recorded from?
I think they go back to 69. Maybe someone in the comments would know better than I do. But I think nearly all of it was recorded quite a lot before that. I think they go all the way back to 69. But I'm not certain about that. If anybody knows, let us know. When were the...
And what are your thoughts on it, like overall? Like, does it stink as bad as they say it does? Is it a hard listen?
It is. Yeah, there's not really an album's worth of material there because a lot of the jokes are repeated. And some of the stuff that's going on, you can't really tell what's going on because, you're not there and you can't always hear it very clearly. There's laughter in the audience and you're not quite sure why they're laughing.
Well, it's funny because the boxcar release is worth a decent amount of money over the RCA version because the boxcar was sold at the actual concerts and there was only a limited run of them. Which one do you have? I just have the regular RCA one.
I've got them all.
You have them all?
I've got 3 different versions. There's
I did see the video. Did you shoot it like a year ago?
Yeah, it's going back a few months now. Yeah. I think I had 5 copies at the time. I sold one of the RCA copies. I think I've still got 2 copies of the boxcar. I've got an RCA and I've got the It's Elvis Time release as well.
Oh, okay. As soon as you said you had them all, it stuck. I'm like, I did see your video. That's funny. Ed from King's Court would love that. He hates that album.
Oh yeah, no, I saw him break a copy on one of his videos once. I was quite shocked by that actually.
Yeah, he's funny. He keeps joking that FTD should really do a release of it.
Did you see that? Did you see the guy? What's he called now? He's called Cheap Elvis Vinyl or Cheap Beat Up Elvis Vinyl. He's a very funny guy. And he did this video.
I subscribed to him pretty much from the very get-go when he first started his channel.
I was one of the first ones as well. Did you see that video he did about Dynaflex? And he was bending it this way and that. And he says,
now you're going to make me look up when our stream versions. I'm going to look it up and watch it.
Yeah, well, he did. He bent this Dynaflex record, and then
it snapped.
Yeah, it did. But if you look closely, it wasn't an Elvis record that he broke. It was another record that he broke because the label's different.
Trickery.
He didn't actually break the Elvis record. Yeah. It's funny though.
Do you? I meant that last time you and I emailed. I meant to ask you this. I hope I'm not stealing anybody's thunder. Is Elvis on tour the box set available where you are? I could have swore you said it's not. You have to order it.
Only as an import. Only as an import.
Okay.
So I'll just have a look on Amazon, see how much it costs. This is Amazon Japan, by the way.
So when you say import, it's an import to you because of you're being in Japan.
Yeah, as an American copy or
UK
European copy.
Okay.
Yeah. So Elvis on tour. CD 15,000 yen, so that's about $125.
Oh, it's more expensive for you too.
Mm.
Because my copy, I paid $81, I think 98 or $81.99 for it with free shipping.
Yeah, I don't want to pay all that much for. I think I've got one of the concerts, so I would only be paying. I would be paying for 3 concerts and the rehearsals. So I'm going to wait until it comes along at a cheap price.
It'll drop.
Yeah.
Somebody had made a comment that there was a limited run. I'm like, it was made by Legacy. There's probably like 8 bazillion copies they ran off.
Yeah. Paul said, despite what we were just saying about having fun with Elvis, it seems he likes it. It was just about crying. Elvis was so funny. Well, maybe I'll give it another try. But
yeah, I don't know if I can sit through the whole thing, but do it.
How did Japan translate "do the clam"? It's kind of like it means something like "let's go swimming" in Japanese. It's a bit of there's a bit more to it than that. I'm planning on doing a video about Girl Happy, the movie in Japan, and I'll talk about more in that video. But simply speaking, it means let's go swimming, something like that. Because obviously you can't really translate "do the clam" into another language. Because what is the clam, right? It's kind of a boring dance, isn't it? The clam.
Yeah.
You just sort of bend down and then stand up again, and bend down.
Well, I was reading something where they really thought that it would take off in the United States. It failed miserably.
Yeah, I can imagine why.
But the thing is, Elvis was starting right around Girl Happy, right around 65 going to 66. His films were starting to tail off, and the sales of his soundtracks were tailing off. So I think that had a little bit to do with it, maybe.
Paul says, yeah, 69 to 71 for the recordings for Having Fun with Elvis on Stage.
Which is funny, because didn't that come out around 74?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Huh.
What would the boxcar be worth, Mark?
David, you can chime in here in a second. I've seen it on eBay upwards of 125 to 150 US dollars.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it sell at that price though?
What's that?
Did it sell at that price?
I would never pay that. I don't think I'd even pay 50 for a boxcar. But
I was thinking about 40 is about right for it.
yeah. Now keep in mind when I saw this, it was probably about 2 to 3 years ago. But it was a sealed, brand new copy, and I think the guy wanted 125 for it. And I thought, there's no way. It'd be cool to have, but there's no way.
Yeah, well, that's different if it's sealed. But again, I wouldn't pay that much for it either.
No way.
So what you were saying about his movies from Girl Happy? What were you saying?
I was just saying that the sales and just the overall, the box office, they were starting to slip a little bit right around 65, because he was churning them out. It was the same formula. Elvis beats this guy up. Elvis gets the girl. Elvis is the hero. And I think people are tired of it. And yeah, the Beatles come to America.
Elvis Spy. I've only seen a couple of people talking about this on their videos, but I haven't seen the video, so I don't know anything about this. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's a Marvel Studios. I know the people who there's a movie it's an animated movie called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's a very, very, very cool movie that came out a few years ago. The same people who made that are making this. What I like about it, they don't have let's go find some crime. It's not that kind of Elvis. Matthew McConaughey is voicing him, is doing the voiceover for him. And I saw the trailer. I think it looks really cool. And if it's a way to get Elvis there, I had a few people. I did a video on it the night somebody reached out to me and commented my video about it, and I thought I did a little. And then Ed did a video later that evening, so I shot one myself. It premieres, I want to say March 20th, but I'll watch the first few episodes.
All right, so it's not just a one-off; it's a few episodes.
It's a series, probably a limited series, but yeah, he plays a kind of like a Bond super spy, but he's got the long sideburns, and there's he's got the suits, and he's fighting crime. I think it looks interesting.
Hi Lynn, how you doing?
Who is that? The comment went away. I'm sorry. Who was that, David?
It's Lynn.
Oh, Lynn. Warren. How are you, bud? He's a good guy. I talked to Warren quite a bit. Have you guys heard about the rumor of Elvis doing a tour in '63, but was stopped by? Was it filmed? I don't know about being filmed, and maybe David, you know more about this. Yeah, he was supposed to do just one show somewhere, either in '62 or '63, and the Colonel kind of put it down because Elvis was churning out the movies, and the Colonel put a pin in it, and it never transpired. But yeah, he was supposed to do I believe, just one show, and I didn't know about this until as recently as maybe a year ago, and so I don't know if it's urban legend. I don't know what it is, but that's what I had read, that he was supposed to do a show, and he was excited to do it. And the Colonel,
presumably in the States, right?
It was in the States. It was somewhere in the Midwest, and I can't remember what the reason behind it, but he was going to do just like a one-off live performance, and the Colonel said, "Nope, not going to happen. Not on my watch."
It's a shame they didn't film the Hawaii '61 show, because it's a shame they didn't record it properly, because that's probably my favorite Elvis concert of all time, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What version do you have?
I think I've got, how many versions are there? I've got 3 versions of that one.
Well, the original one that has the real colorful cover, and then Memphis Recording Service came out with a copy on vinyl and then CD, and the vinyl is hard to get. I do have have it on vinyl.
Oh wow, look at you.
It also came out on FTD in a book called Rock Around the Block, because he played it at the Block Arena in Honolulu. And it's one of those things, David, where I kick myself in the tail probably at least once a month. I had it and I sold that book, and now it's gone for a ridiculous amount of money, and I cannot find it anywhere for a reasonable price.
Was that an FTD one?
It was an FTD book. I think it came out in, I want to say 2016 maybe. And it had a picture of Elvis on the cover from the concert. And in the book, it was probably 350 pages. So it was all pictures from the concert, him at Pearl Harbor. And in the back cover, it had a CD of that concert. And they remastered it. It was the
I have something similar. It was released on the Memphis Recording Service label. It's called Such a Night. That's pretty good. That sounds pretty good, actually.
I have it on vinyl. I don't have it on CD, but I do have the record.
Yeah. There are quite a few dropouts, but then there always were, so there's nothing you can do about that.
I didn't think it sounded that bad, though.
This is the boot, the original.
That's it. Yep, that's the one that I remember saying. That's the first time I ever saw it. I think it sounds good.
It's not bad. They have actually improved it as with each passing generation. So they did it on the Elvis, Aaron Presley box set as well, I think, and that one sounds a little bit better than the bootleg album. And the Memphis Recording Service sounds a little bit better than the Elvis, Aaron Presley.
You have that version through the MRS version?
Yeah, I've got 3 in total if you include Elvis, Aaron Presley. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have the box set too somewhere up stored away somewhere, but in fact, I don't think I even opened it. I think it's still sealed.
Really?
But yeah, I'm with you, David. I don't know why RCA didn't have the mindset to record that. I always have 2 things I've said. I don't know why they didn't record that, because it was his first performance in 3-4 years. And I don't know why they did not record video-wise the Madison Square Garden concerts, or one of them.
That's a strange one, yeah.
That blows me away.
Are there many record shops there in Japan? Well, it depends where you live, not where I live. There's one in the city center where I live. The nearest one after that is about an hour away by train. And then if you go to Tokyo, there are lots of record shops in Tokyo, Yokohama, Osaka, all the really, really big cities. You can find a lot. But in small cities like where I live, you're not going to get more than 1 or 2 at the most. Paul says, what's the one Elvis item that you have had and then sold and haven't been able to find again?
That's mine. Like I said, I had Rock Around the Block. I think when it retailed on Shop Elvis, I think it was 150. I sold it for close to that. And like I said, if you do find it, they want like $600 for it. I just can't bring myself to pay that. But it was a magnificent book. It was so well done. All the FTD books, the earlier ones, not as much, but books that came out from like 2015 on, they're done so well.
Right.
Do you have any of them, David?
Yeah, I've just got one actually. I don't think I'm going to be keeping this, but I just got this recently.
How'd you find that?
Found it over here.
Wow.
So I'll probably let that go at some point.
What's that?
I'll probably let it go before long. It's taking up too much space.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Space in this room.
Does anybody who's listening that can answer this question, what are your thoughts on the FTD, the more recent one, The Making of Jailhouse Rock? If you have it, what your thoughts on it are?
Is that a book and CD?
It's a 350-page coffee table book, and then it's on the movie, and then it's got about I'd say a 75 or 85-page book on the recordings. Right. And it's got 3 CDs with sessions, and it's got a 45 that says Vince Everett. It's got the single of Treat Me Nice, and everything I've seen about it, they say it's awesome. I want to see if anybody who's watching has it, what their thoughts are, because I have an opportunity to pick it up, but it's a little more than what I'm comfortable paying.
So was that one they released fairly recently?
It was released in November 2021, I believe. So it's
All
been
right. So
out
it's long,
more than a year.
so it's long sold out then. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't buy it. It was on Shop Elvis up until about 3 months ago, and I guess they sold out of it and it's gone. But I have a chance to get it. But the guy who's selling it, he's willing to come down a little bit on the price, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger on it. I might just try
Mm.
to be patient and wait and get a copy of it if I can.
Do you know there's this guy, his name's on the spine of this Viva Las Vegas set here, Paul Granlund. It sounds like a
Yeah,
Scandinavian.
he does all the books. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook. He's actually conversed with me a couple times.
Oh, right. How do you say his name?
I think it's pronounced pal, like you're my buddy, you're my pal. I think that's how you
Yeah.
pronounce it. Are there two dots over the A? Like
Um,
P A?
yeah, either two dots or a circle, something like that.
It's either pal or Paul, like Paul, but it's pronounced Paul. I don't know. He does the majority, if not all, of the FTD, but he hasn't done all of them, but he's done the majority of
I'm kind of curious though,
them.
because what does that mean to do these books? Because they're largely photo books, aren't they? Does he sort of just gather all the materials and edit the do the layout? I mean, what's involved?
Yeah, he does the layout. He gets where he gets all these pictures. I don't know, but he calls through all these pictures. He puts them together. He gets all the information because there's a lot of essays and a lot of information in the books themselves. But
Mm.
just about every single one that I've ever owned, they have a CD or two
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the well to accompany the book, and I just think they're so well done.
Mm. Well, this one's got three CDs in it, the Viva Las Vegas set.
Yeah.
So Lynn says he has Jailhouse Rocks, and Viva Las Vegas sets. Love them both.
Yeah, they're all good. I tell you another one that's nice. In fact, this one I'm glad I got it when I did. I got it like 2.5 years ago. I'm so glad I did because it's like quadrupled in price, and that's the Elvis at Madison Square Garden FTD book.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Have you seen that one?
yeah. Had it and sold it.
Do you regret it or?
Not really, because I'm not that bothered about photo books, to be honest. If it had like some really good information in it, like text, then I might have regretted it. But I'm not that bothered about photo books.
Really?
Yeah,
I love
have a
books.
look and then okay, that's it. I've seen it and
I'm like a
let
little
someone
kid.
else know.
I love photo books.
Hmm. So to go back to the question that Paul asked about selling something and regretting it, most of the things that I used to have from my original vinyl collection, I got them all back, the ones that I wanted, but not necessarily in the same condition. There are a few original UK albums that I used to have that were in just immaculate condition. And also the original UK copy of Judy and There's Always Me from 1967. That's a really hard single to find. I had a mint condition copy of that single. It was the last record I sold of my original vinyl collection. I had it right up until I was studying at university, and I needed some cash, and it was the last record I let go. And I do have a copy of it now, but it's kind of about VG plus. It's not near mint. It cost maybe about £50, so it's about $60-70 to get a nice copy. But it's such a hard record to find because it didn't sell very well.
Well, I laugh when you first said that. If you saw me laughing a moment ago, I laugh because, as you might know, I sold off about half of my FTD vinyl albums, and now I'm slowly getting them back.
Yeah, well, back again. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where, you sell them and then you're like, wow, what did I do?
Good job you held on to the Blue Hawaii one, right?
Oh, yeah, I did keep that for a number of
Did you-
reasons.
Did you sell any of the other ones that were released around about that time, like Elvis's Bag, those really rare ones, Viva Las Vegas? Did
I
they
have
go?
these. I held on to that. That is a beautiful album. But I sold Standing Room Only. I sold Jungle Room Sessions. I sold Elvis's Back. But here's the thing: I've heard more than one person say this, and if anybody's watching wants to chime in on this, including Ed, I think my friend Warren, who's here, the early FTDs, at least the first dozen, they weren't mastered very well. They sound hollow. I've heard more than one person complain about like they've gotten way better in the last 7-8 years, but the early releases, they don't sound that great.
Yeah, I've heard people say they sound too quiet. You've got to really crank up the volume.
Well, it's that, and sonically, they just don't have a lot of pop behind them.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Ed complained about that in a video probably a year and a half ago. He said it's lacking punch or something. I don't know what the right verbiage is, but it just doesn't have that, doesn't hit you in the face the way the newer releases do. The newer ones sound phenomenal.
Have they got somebody new in charge of the mastering now?
Well, it's funny because the early, up until a couple years ago, the hype sticker always said that it was mastered in Abbey Road.
Yeah. Oh, those are the quiet ones.
But yeah, the one complaint is you got to turn it way up, and in particular, standing room only, they said just doesn't sound. It sounds okay, but not great.
I've got one here. Where's this one from? 2018?
Yeah, so that would sound good. That one's going to sound really good because
it says it just says mastered at Abbey Road Studios. There's no credit on there. So will that sound pretty good?
Yeah, it does sound good. Yeah, anything from say 2013 on sounds really good. It's the old ones, and those are the ones that are most expensive.
Yeah. It's just the rarity value, isn't it, rather than the sound quality?
It is. It's the rarity. Here's the thing. I was just thinking about this earlier this afternoon. Discogs. I don't know if you ever buy from Discogs.
Yeah, sometimes.
I get an alert. You can set on when you're a member. You can sign up when you have like a want list, and as soon as a seller posts something that's on your want list, you get an email.
Right.
So about 2 weeks ago, I got an email for standing room only. It all excited, pull it up, and it says the description says it's unplugged, but it's open and missing the hype sticker. Which the hype sticker is a big part of it. The guy wanted $900 for it, and then about a day or two later, a second copy became available. Same thing, open but unplayed. He wanted $899 for it. Well, the one that was missing the hype, it sold the other day. So somebody actually paid $900 for a copy. It's just insane.
It is, yeah. I've never paid that. The most I think I've ever paid for any record was about $500.
What was it?
That was the export copy of King Creole, Japanese LP.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, still got it here somewhere.
You say, David, don't tell me you sold that baby.
No, I wouldn't sell that. That's somewhere. I forget where I put it now.
In your redesign, placed it.
Yeah. Is this it? Okay, yeah, here it is. That one there. In fact, it looks just like that one there.
It looks like it's in really nice shape.
Yeah, it is, but this one has see the back cover there? And it's all in English.
Oh wow.
And that's a sheet of paper that they pasted over the original cover. And the original cover, there's another copy. And see, that one's all in Japanese on the back there.
Yeah.
So you can see this one here. It has that picture of Elvis there in the top corner. And the text is all English. And the pictures at the bottom are the same.
Why they do it that way with the text in English?
Because this is for export. This was made for export.
Made for export. You did say that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's got a little price down here, $2.50 at the bottom.
You paid just a tad more for that, huh?
Just a bit more, yeah.
You know what? That picture behind you reminds me. Do you have any? Because I know the American version, hard-headed woman with "Don't Ask Me Why" on the back. Do you have a Japanese version of that 45?
Yeah, I do. It's do you want to see it?
I do want to say it if you have it handy.
Okay. It's just not far away. Give me a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's in a different cover. Did you know it's in a different cover?
No, I didn't know that. I wondered.
There you go. There it is.
Oh, that's the same cover as "Don't" and "I
Don't.
Beg of You."
I beg of you.
Have you know which one I'm talking about, right? The US version.
Yeah. This one's a
Oh, that
60s
is
one.
so cool. What's a decent copy of that go for?
I don't know about this one because this is a 60s one, but the 50s one in nice condition, at least $50.
How hard would it be to get a copy of that?
To get one in, well, VG Plus, you probably be able to find one, if you look hard enough. But near mint, virtually impossible, really.
Ah, that's the shame about I always say, and you may have better information than I would. You're a little better versed on these kind of things, but I've noticed that anything prior to 1963, 62, it is very hard to find a nice condition copy of anything.
It's true. It's the same with Japanese records as well. I guess it's because people just didn't have anything else to do back then. All they had to do was just play records, right? Or read a book or go to see a movie.
Well, that or sit around on the play something on their phone. Um,
I think it's sort of about late 60s, 70s. Then you can start to find really good condition records fairly easily. So I guess people started to take more care of their records from around about mid to late 60s onwards.
well, when you told me, I think it was on the first stream we did. I was trying to think, is this our third or fourth one we've done? Our third, I think.
It's my second one in charge, so it must be the fourth one.
Fourth one. Okay. Um, time flies when you're having fun. Because you floored me when you had in your question. You're like, oh, I got over 1,000. I'm like, good grief, I don't have even close to that.
Well, it's small compared to a lot of people. Even some people watching may have more than that. In fact, somebody, there you go. It was Den, I think it was.
Mark has seen part of my yeah, I have. Yeah, like some people just have. Warren has a massive collection. He's got. Some people just have such a massive collection. But I put that question out there. If anybody has the making of Jailhouse Rock, I guess nobody. Oh no, Warren did say he has it.
So he's got it. Yeah.
I was wondering if anybody else had it. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on it though. So, do you think that Elvis records are becoming more expensive and holding? Oh yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't you say so?
Certain titles, the 50s records are kind of holding their value, I suppose. But there's an awful lot of stuff out there that you can find really cheaply as well. The really big hits.
Yeah.
From the 60s onwards.
Now, did a lot of Japanese ones come? Because I know like a lot of the soundtracks here in the States came with a bonus photo. Did the Japanese ones have it as well?
Some of them did, but they weren't always the same ones as the American ones. So Roustabout, Kissing Cousins was the first one. Which came first? Did Kissing Cousins come out before Roustabout?
You know what? It's funny you asked that, David, because I always got to think about it. I think
Kissing Cousins came first, and then Roustabout, right?
Yeah, I think it came. Yeah. I think it came right before Roustabout, like literally the movie before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so both those two came with a bonus picture, and then the California Holiday or Spin Out album, that one came with a bonus picture, 2 bonus pictures actually, and then Raised on Rock came with a bonus picture, and I think there's one more. From Elvis in Memphis also came with a bonus picture.
Yes, as U.S. Now maybe you can refute this, David, if you've heard. I didn't know any about it. I was ignorant to the whole idea. But the U.S. version of Roustabout did not come with a photo, but they were saying how Kissing Cousins did. And somebody came out and said, no, Kissing Cousins, the U.S. version, did not come with a photo. That's an urban legend. And what people would do is they would find a photo and try to sell it, like on eBay or on Discogs or something, and say, oh, it includes the bonus photo to jack up the price. And somebody said, I can tell you, it never came with a bonus photo. Have you ever heard that?
Something similar, yeah. It might have been a similar situation to the King Creole album situation. You remember the bonus picture that sometimes comes with American copies of King Creole? It wasn't that it was sold with the album. It wasn't given away with the album, but it was around at the time that King Creole was on sale.
Oh, so the King Creole did not come with a bonus photo initially?
I don't think so. I just think it was a picture that they were giving out in stores at the time that the LP was available. But I could be wrong on that. So maybe it's the same situation with Kissing Cousins. Do you know what the picture looks like?
Which one, the Kissing Cousins?
Yeah.
I've seen it once.
Does it look like? I haven't got the bonus picture, but I think they might have used the picture on a. Is it this picture, but full length?
I think it's where he's got like his hand on his hip or something.
Was it that picture?
That's not the one I saw. It's a different picture.
This is the one. I think this is the picture that came with the Japanese Kissing Cousins album, but it was a full length picture.
Wow.
Yeah, you very rarely see that one though. Don't have it, unfortunately.
Huh. Yeah, I have a I'm trying, and I bought a few from you, David. I'm trying to add a few Japanese titles to my collection. I have two I bought from you. I got one in Acapulco, which is a gorgeous copy, and then I did the video of How Great Thou Art, and that is a beautiful album. I got a few people.
It's hard to find actually that album. You can't find it very easily in Japan.
Really?
Maybe because it's a religious album, and they're obviously not Christian in Japan. So,
well, what was unique about it is it's got like the finish on it. It's got like a grainy, almost like a leather kind of feel to it.
Yeah. They only did it for that one cover.
Really?
So the albums before and after that were not like that.
Now, did it not go over well, or is it just like a one-off type thing they did?
It would have been an expense thing. I guess it would be more expensive to make such a cover, really.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When I got it and opened it, if I remember, my memory serves me correctly, I think I opened the box right on the video, but I couldn't get over how good a shape it was. Like the vinyl's beautiful, it's lustre, and oh man, I was so excited.
Yeah, don't think it had been played very much at all.
Yeah.
Japanese quadraphonic, that's the way it is. LP plays awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. So Lynn was asking me about styluses, cartridges for 4-channel record players. And I found a website and I sent him the link. And then he ended up sending me a link to another website that was selling the same things for much cheaper. So he was asking me for help, and he ended up helping me instead. I think he got a pretty good one by the sounds of it.
He's a good guy. Him and I've developed a pretty good friendship with him, as you and I have. He's just a stand-up guy. So I try to surround myself with people like that.
Well, we have a 4-channel player, a 4-channel stereo system at my mother-in-law's house, but the turntable's not moving, and I'm going to have to change the cartridge on it, or the stylus at least. I'm really curious to find out what these 4-channel records sound like. So I'm going to have to get it repaired. It's a really old one from the 1970s.
And then the concept, I guess, because of advancement with technology, it didn't really take off, I guess, initially, did it?
Yeah, no, didn't really. Well, it took off for a while. I think for a couple of years it was pretty popular, and then just sort of died a death.
And I think there's only, if I'm not mistaken, there's only a couple Elvis albums that have the quadraphonic, right? I know Aloha and That's the Way It Is, and how many other ones?
I don't think That's the Way It Is in America, right? It's just in Japan, I think.
Oh, it was just in Japan? Okay. Yeah.
So,
I know in America,
in
was.
America, you also had the Live in Memphis album, and I think Today and Promised Land were also quads, if I'm not mistaken.
In America, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in Japan, there was those four plus From Elvis in Memphis on stage. That's the Way It Is, and one more, which Madison Square Garden. Yeah.
Wow.
So there were eight of them released over here.
Wow.
So they were popular for a while.
Nice.
What's this? Have you both ordered the new Elvis Live 72 Legacy vinyl?
I don't know if I'm going to.
Is that is it on tour?
It's the highlights from the box set. They put it on vinyl. It's a one LP. I probably will buy it just to have it.
Well, I'll just wait, like I always do. Remember I bought that Memphis CD set that Elvis Nashville, sorry, back in Nashville. From Elvis in Nashville, that was right. And I didn't bother with the next one, Back in Nashville, but I found the LP recently very cheaply, so I bought it. So if you wait, you can get stuff fairly cheaply over here.
Yeah, I think Back in Nashville was the second one, right?
The blue one, yeah, the second one, yeah.
Yeah, that one wasn't as received as well as from Elvis in Nashville.
Well, I just don't think the music's as good from those 71 sessions.
It's not. And the story.
A lot of it's Christmas music as well.
What's that?
A lot of it's Christmas music as well. I mean, if you like that Christmas album, all very well and good, but it's kind of like there were three lots of music. There was the gospel album, the Christmas music, and the other ones.
Yeah. From Elvis in Nashville, much better overall. The other one that's really hard to get and it's expensive is Elvis at Stax, the CD deluxe package. Do you have that one?
Oh yeah. Well, that was released over here, so I did get that. Yeah, they manufactured it and packaged it properly over here as a Japanese release.
Okay. What are your overall thoughts on it? Because I've thought about picking it.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that one. Yeah, I've got the album as well, but the album's not as satisfying because you don't get as much music on it.
Huh.
So yeah, the CD is definitely worth grabbing. Let's see if I can pull it out.
Yeah, I had the Elvis. I had the Elvis at Stax. I had the Newberry Comics one. Oh, okay.
See the Japanese artwork down here.
Was it very much money?
4,400 yen. So that's less than $40.
Oh yeah,
three CDs.
The copies I've seen on eBay are good for well over $100.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they're taking this off. I have. I'm like you, David. I can't find all my.
So, Dan, to put the question back to you, have you ordered it?
Have I ordered it?
No, I'm just asking Dan because Dan asked us. I'm asking him. Lynn says he's got around 2,000 Elvis LPs now. So,
holy crud!
Way more than me.
Yeah, I'm just stepping away for a quick second.
I'll tell you who's got a lot as well. TCB.
Yeah,
TCB Sleep. If he's still here, he might have fallen asleep now. 4 o'clock in the morning over in the UK. Here's a question for you, Mark. When you come back, I'll save that until you get back. Okay, you're back.
Okay.
What's the biggest BS story you both have heard about an Elvis release?
Huh. Nothing really comes to mind that I know. When you say BS, like like the story behind the recording, or
The only thing I can think of is a couple of releases that are listed in a Japanese book that came out about 25 years ago. No, 35 years ago, which don't exist.
albums that don't exist.
Yeah, the catalog numbers and the titles are there, but they don't actually exist. They were never released.
Oh my, that's actually pretty rough.
If
Yeah,
they ever,
I had the Elvis that Stacks, the Newberry comics, like
oh yeah, black and yellow.
black and yellow, I think. Yeah, I must have took it upstairs and stored it away, because that's what I'll do. Sometimes I'll move some and switch them out, and up in my bedroom I have a whole corner. My wife loves it, but you can imagine I have a whole corner, boxes and stacks of all this stuff.
Well, I just take anything that I can't store in here. I take over to my in-laws' house.
Okay. Yeah.
They've got a much bigger place than we have.
Well, I think that's why I cut back on my vinyl, because it was getting out of hand. Like I said, but then I hear you have 1,000 and Warren has 2,000. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have that much.
A lot of mine are singles though. I've got quite a few, maybe about 200-300 singles in here.
Do you really?
Singles and EPs.
Oh wow. Yeah, I have quite a few myself, but not that many. Yeah, you put my collection to shame.
Not really. Yeah, do you know about this album, Golden Hymn?
I saw it online. I think I saw it on eBay. When you say it was replaced, was it the same songs, or was it a totally different?
It's a double album with those two albums. One is His Hand in Mine, the other one is How Great Thou Art.
Oh.
So throughout the 70s, or through much of the 70s, you couldn't buy those albums separately.
So how rare is the How Great Thou Art, the one that I got from you?
Yeah, it is quite rare. It's up there with some of the other albums from that period, like Double Trouble, Speedway. Even Gold Records Volume 4 is a hard album to find because the records weren't really selling very well here at that time. Up until about California Holiday, they were not doing too bad, the soundtrack albums. But even 66 soundtrack albums like Paradise Hawaiian Style, Frankie and Johnny, even those are getting quite hard to find now. But yeah, from 67, 68, that period there is probably some of the most difficult ones to find from the 60s. And then when the TV special came out, that was kind of like the start of the Elvis's second wave, if you like, in Japan. Elvis's second coming. Because he had a bit of a great period then, up until about 70, 74, 75.
Now, you have all the soundtracks on Japanese vinyl, huh?
Well, there are times when I've got them all, and there are times when I'm missing one or two.
Huh. I don't know about you. I would actually love. I'll put a little. What's that saying? I'll put a little something in your ear. A little. Can't remember what terminology they use.
Don't ask me about English. I've forgotten how to speak English. I've been here so long.
No, there's a saying when you like to put an idea in somebody's head, they say, "I want to put a little bird in your ear" or something like that. But anyway,
what's the flea in your ear? Is that a different meaning?
If you come across a Japanese Paradise Hawaiian Style, let me know. It's in good shape.
All right, I'll let you know.
I have 7 copies of it. I actually really like that album. Do you?
Well, I've got good memories of watching the movie. So yeah, that's for that reason that I quite enjoy it, because it brings back memories of watching the movie.
Yeah.
UK didn't do bonus anything. Few picture sleeve singles. We had it tough. It's true, yeah. The English releases were, well, singles anyway. They were really badly packaged. They only ever came in RCA sleeves until 1969, I think. 60, yeah.
Why is that? Why do you do like bonus photos and all that stuff? Do you know?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because the country was just so messed up after the war for so long, and just wasn't enough money around to do it. I don't know. It was probably something to do with money. Yeah, the EPs look good. The EPs were well made, well packaged, but not the singles.
Huh. Wow.
In fact, if you go to Steve's channel, TCB, he did a video about those singles, the first UK picture sleeve singles. And it's funny because they're all in the same picture sleeve. The only thing that changes is the titles on the front. It's exactly the same picture for about 7 or 8 singles.
Wow.
And that was our first taste of picture sleeve singles in the UK.
Because before they just had the paper with the hole in it.
Yeah, the red RCA UK sleeves. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because I know they came out in a box set
Yeah,
where they
that's right.
reproduced them all, or whatever that
Right.
word is. And I almost pulled the trigger and bought. Somebody had, I think it was like 25 EPs. The guy wanted $25 on them. I ended up not getting. But
yeah, it's just something about reproducing company sleeves. It's not a particularly exciting purchase.
no, I
Although
mean,
I think there is another version of that set which I would like to get. Actually, it's on colored vinyl. All the records I think are slightly different colors, but you still get the same RCA sleeves. But the records are actually in colored vinyl.
well, I have one. In fact, I have them back here. I have them up my bedroom, and then across the way, I have all my FTD stuff, CDs, and all that. I have it's in a blue box, and it's UK. I'm trying to think what it is. I'll have to dig it out and look at it.
Oh, okay. Is it like a suede box?
Yeah, it's like a suede box, and it's
Oh,
got
I think
gold
that's the number
gold
one.
emblem of Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the number one singles. It's a collection of Elvis's UK number ones. There's about 17 records in there, right?
Yes,
And
but
most of them are red sleeves, but then you'll have like a couple in orange RCA sleeves.
well, I'm going to have to go through it and open it because like I said, I didn't open it. I bought it. Here's the funny story. I bought it and I had it to the left of me here. And I went to go get it and I couldn't find it. I'm like looking all over. And I'm thinking my wife had like tidied up a little bit. Well, I was going through some stuff, moving stuff around, and there it was tucked away. She put it neatly tucked away, and there it was. I was like, oh, thank you. There it is. But I think they released it in 2 versions. They released it just on black vinyl and then the colored vinyl. I think mine's
Yeah,
just black vinyl.
yeah. If
Nothing
it's
special.
colored vinyl, it'll have a little sticker on the front saying colored vinyl.
Yeah, I must got the regular one. And I didn't pay very much for it. I think I bid on it and won the bid. I didn't pay very much for it, but yeah, it's the 17. But it's in a real nice packaging. It's in a sturdy box, and maybe I'll do a sealed review on it, a video on it.
Mm.
So let's see. Next Japan I'll be looking for is Kissing Cousins with Obi. There you go, David.
I'm looking for that myself.
You don't have it?
No, it's hard to find with the Obi. Yeah, even the 60s albums, early 60s albums are quite difficult to find with the Obi.
And they're expensive if you do, I take it, huh?
Yeah, very, very, very expensive.
Hold on for a second. Hopefully I don't lose you. I get a pop-up. Gotta love pop-ups when you're doing these. I swear, whenever I'm recording a video, I'll get like 2 pop-ups. Paul, I'm looking for a 60s, not the reissue. I would like to find. So yeah, it would be on the black label, the Victor label. That's what I mean, if there was a more recent copy, that's fine too. But I'd like to find how hard would it be to find one of those, David?
Or an original, a Victor one.
Uh-huh.
Not that difficult. I've had a couple in the past few months.
Where would you
main thing? Say that again.
I was going to ask you where would you suggest I look to try to find one. And
well, then you try the usual sites, eBay and Discogs.
okay. Yeah.
They probably will turn up every now and again on those sites.
Discogs for me is hit or miss. Sometimes you can find stuff that's really good, and then people want an arm and a leg for them.
The worst thing with Discogs is you can't see the picture, so you don't know if what's being sold is what you think it is.
Well, and I know you've done a couple of videos on that very same thing, very same subject, and I agree with you. I think it sucks that you can't see what it is you're buying. But what I always try to do is look at the description, and I look at the first thing I look for is their seller rating.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
if they have, $2,500 or 2,500 positive reviews, then you're safe.
Even the neutrals as well. You need to look at the neutrals, because sometimes people will just leave a neutral if the condition was not very good. They won't leave a negative, because some people don't like to leave negatives.
Yeah.
So they'll just leave a neutral comment. Comment record was not in advertised condition.
Oh, so it would affect their rating.
Yeah. So some people don't like to leave negs, so it's a good idea to read the neutral comments as well.
Okay. I thought when Paul asked that question, maybe he had a copy he was.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to sell you a copy. Maybe he is.
Yeah. Reach out to me, Paul. Yeah. I think that black, I don't know, man. Like, I love the American RCA Victor, but that Victor with the nipper, I think that is the coolest looking blade.
We've got someone who's maybe even a bigger fan than you are of the Japanese releases.
I would sell her for a nice Japanese release. We won't say anything. We'll keep that one hush hush. I don't think I told you this, David. I had several months back. It's probably been close to a year ago. I got a Japanese. I believe it was a 61 Japanese Blue Hawaii. So I'm going through and I took a stack out, cleaning some of my older records, and I take that out, and it looked perfect. I'm like, man, let me hear what this sounds like. So I lift the lid, put it on the platter, and drop the needle. And the edge where the dead wax is going to the first song, about a minute and a half in, was so warped it wouldn't even play. I was so disappointed.
Okay, yeah, like an edge warp.
It's an edge warp. So the needle wouldn't even stay in the groove. It kept popping on. I didn't want to do that, so I took it off. I'm like, well, we'll be playing this.
That's bad. If you look at a record under a light, you can tell. You should be able to tell straight away if it's warped, because the way the light hits the record, it'll be uneven in the spot where there's a warp. I can do that. I'll get a record and look at it under the light, just under the really strong light in this room.
Yeah.
If the light hits it in a certain way, I can see there's a warp there straight away. It just makes a little sort of an even pattern on the record.
Well, I remember you did that video where the sleeve over time leaves that film.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was another one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the plastic.
It was when you bought, like, you had a haul of it. You had got a big box, and you said you had some good ones, you had some gems, and then you had some bad ones. And I think that's what the gist of your video was. Like, okay, did I get some good stuff? Did I get some crap? And you got a little bit of both, I think, because you had a couple that had that film on it, and how disappointing. I can't remember which one it was that you had that you were kind of like.
They were mostly like that. I think there's about 20 albums in there, and four of them were okay, and over a dozen of them weren't.
Now, did you pay a lot for them?
Well, yeah, but then it wasn't a cheap lot. But then, considering I can always replace the records, so I've got them. They're all right here, just beside me, actually.
So the ones that you got that were good, though, weren't they really, really good records?
Yeah, the ones the good ones were really good, but they weren't rare ones.
Oh.
So If I can show you one here, like that one there. That is, I can always replace the record, but finding it again with the Obi is difficult. So it's worth hanging on to just for the Obi, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just caused by the plastic covers.
Wow. And it does or does not affect the warp it?
It's not warped. It's just like a marbling type effect on the top of the vinyl. And
but it doesn't affect
it. You can play them, but some in the case of these records here, most of them sound fine. It hasn't affected the sound at all. They look like new records, apart from that funny pattern all over them, and none of them have got any spindle wear on the labels. So I think they were just sat somewhere, in a room somewhere for 50 years, unplayed, and over time, that stuff is sound-wise. Say that again.
Sound-wise, they're clean.
Yeah, they're perfectly clean. They would be mint condition records if it weren't for that stuff all over them. But the lucky thing is they do actually sound good. They sound fine. Sometimes if you buy records that have gone like that, you can't really listen to them because there's too much noise. Like a sort of a type sound in the background.
Yeah. Still, man, to pay all that money to get that many that were like that. You're a calmer guy than I am, Dave, because I would have been livid.
Well, no, it's not that. I had nothing to complain about, really, because what they do, the Japanese auction site, the main Japanese auction site, is very different to eBay. You can't really, if something goes wrong, you can't really do much about it. So, like if you buy something on eBay and you're not very happy, you can just get eBay involved, and almost certainly you'll get your money back, right?
Yeah.
But on the Japanese auction site, it's not that simple, because the company that does the auction site, they also own the payment site. So they don't really want any any trouble between the buyer and the seller. They want all transactions to go through, right?
That makes sense. Why they would want to get involved.
And another thing that Japanese sellers will do when they advertise their stuff is often they will say, "I don't know much about these. I'm just putting them out there. Look at the pictures. You decide if you want them. I'm selling these records as junk." So you're taking a gamble. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I took a look at the pictures and I thought, interesting. There could be some good stuff in there. Let's have a go. Let's try my luck.
Oh man.
Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, because I remember watching, I think on a Sunday, and thinking, "Oh, let him get some good stuff out of this big haul, and don't let it be all garbage." But like you said, it sounds good. It's just film.
Well, let's put it this way: if the records hadn't had those Obis on them on the sleeves, I wouldn't have bid anywhere near as much. And yeah, so either way, it would have been okay.
Yeah. So what you're saying is it was not a wash loss or anything.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a total washout. No. But as I explained in the video, in quite a few cases, I actually found the Obis inside the sleeves. I wasn't expecting them. I looked inside, and there they were on the inside of the sleeves. Some of them were already on the outside. I could see them in the pictures, but some of them were on the inside of the covers.
And I can't remember, were they all Elvis or were they mixed?
Yeah, they were all Elvis. Yeah, in that particular case. By the way, have you ever bought something? A lot of auctions are buy it now auctions, aren't they? Have you ever rushed into a buy it now auction, thinking, "Oh, I've got to buy it now. What's that mouse button?" And then you buy it and you look closely at what you bought, and then realize that it's not quite what you thought you were buying. Have you ever done that?
Yes, I have.
Too quick on your buy it now button.
When I was putting together my FTD LPs, this is probably close to 2 years ago. I needed and wanted Elvis Country
Oh, the
and
FTD.
on FTD. And the first thing that drew me, and it was like shooting fish in a barrel. The first thing that drew me to it, I saw the price, and I thought, "Oh my word, look at the price! It's awesome." Then I read the description, and it says sealed. All I saw, it's like I don't know, like I didn't do enough investigating. I saw it; it was available. And the post had been up long. I bought it. So about a day before it arrived, I went back. I'm still all pumped up. Like even like 3 or 4 days later, I'm like, oh man, I got Elvis FTD, the album. Got it for about half of what it was. So I noticed, you see the picture, it'll have like the counter of how many pictures. And it had like 8 pictures.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, let me just take a look. So I go to look, and the edges are banged up. There's a fold on two of the dog ears on two of the corners. And I'm just like, literally, I'm like in my chair, and I'm like, so I read the description, David, and he very clear, high rated seller, and he clearly said, there's some handling issues, there's a couple of bends, there's some issues, thus the price that I'm selling it. So I couldn't get
Right,
upset.
right.
It's my own fault.
Yeah, at least he was honest about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a similar thing happened to me actually. I had a copy of the King Creole FTD album that I wanted to sell, and I put it up for sale. Excuse me. And after I put it up, I was putting it back on the shelves, and I noticed there was a split in the spine. Sorry, in the top edge.
Yes.
And so I very quickly went back onto eBay to edit the listing, and I reduced it by about 60% because of that little split in the top seam. Still sold within a few hours.
It must have been something with that particular release. It's funny that you bring that up because um, when I bought my copy, I opened it, and it's a beautiful album. I don't know if you've actually seen the album itself. It's clear vinyl.
Hmm.
It's numbered. It's a nice set. It's the only FTD in the set that has one LP. So I put it on the turntable, kick back. Everybody's in bed. It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Sounds amazing too. I'm just kicking back, and I'm looking at the gatefold. And I look, and there's a seam split, just like you said, about that long along the top. It must be that particular release that it was like maybe a flimsier since it was just the one album.
Could be, yeah.
So now here's the funny part. That was one of the ones I sold when I was paring down my collection, and I put pictures of it because when I sell, and I don't sell often, hardly at all. I used to years ago, and I stopped because just too much. You're going to the mail post office. It seems every day with a stack of stuff and the postage you pay, and so I had sold it, and I took pictures of it, and I did like you did. I dropped the price way down. In fact, I took a loss on it compared to what I paid for it because I can't, in good conscience, sell it knowing that seam was. It was on the top of the. So I took a couple pictures. Sold. It's still sold, and I gave a good rank. But about 2 weeks ago, I saw somebody over on eBay, and they had a brand new sealed copy, and I got it for an amazing price, and I bought it. It should be arriving in a couple of days, so that's going to be the first thing I look at when I get it to see if that seam is on the album.
Well, I hope it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a nice, really really good. I'm surprised they didn't put it on 2 albums though.
724 here. I'll watch it all at the end. 724. You got to working on a Sunday. Okay. All right. Well,
enjoy
later.
Yeah, not for me.
Also, what is the one country that you are still to buy a record from that you really want to? I suppose it would come down to the actual release itself rather than the country.
I heard Argentina, the Elvis Argentina albums are pretty cool. In fact, Paradise Hawaiian Style is one of them. It's got like the purple background. I think it's
Oh
Argentine.
yeah, yeah. I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
And somebody had posted on Facebook that they got a copy, and I'm like I said, I really like that soundtrack, so I went to look for it on eBay. And they were like $250 for it. No, thank you.
Hmm. New Zealand. I haven't got. Actually, no. I think I do have a record from New Zealand.
You have several countries that you bought from.
Yeah, I kind of went through this period where I wanted to get a record from lots of different countries. So I would buy one from, Australia, one from New Zealand, one from Mexico, one from Spain or whatever. So I can't think of anything offhand.
You have a personal favorite as far as country, other than Japanese, but do you have like another like one that where their quality control is really good?
Well, obviously the American ones, the old, as early as possible, and those are the ones that are the hardest to find here for good prices. Those are the ones that everybody wants.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Go on.
I'm going to put you on the spot. American. Well, before I even ask this question, I got to ask. It's a two-parter. One's more informative for me, so I can ask this question. So in America, here in the U.S., I think it's the same in the European label. You have the mono and stereo, LPM, LSP. Is that the
Yeah.
same way with Japanese releases?
Up to 60, up to Fun in Acapulco. Yeah.
Okay. Second part of the question: do you prefer mono or stereo?
To be honest, I prefer stereo. If the records were recorded in stereo, I'm not a big fan of the reprocessed stereo. But I've got two ears, so I like hearing different sounds coming from different directions. So if they record, I don't especially like the Beatles UK, the original stereo mixes for the Beatles records, because they've got voices on one side and instruments on the other.
Yeah.
I don't especially like that kind of mixing. But you don't have that problem with an Elvis record. So yeah, if it was recorded in stereo, then I would prefer to go with the stereo. Yeah.
Okay, so that arms me with the ability to ask you this question based on what you just said a moment ago. You had your choice between a stereo LSP US early 60s Elvis or a Japanese Elvis. Which one would you prefer?
A stereo one.
But I mean the US or the Japanese version?
Probably the American one up to a certain point. Early 60s, probably American. Yeah.
And then after that, Japanese or better?
Yeah, I think from around 62, the vinyl itself was getting a lot better in Japan. So perhaps I might plump for a Japanese one after that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely got to fatten up my my Japanese. I think I got three. I got Girl Happy, the Fun in Acapulco, and the How Great They Are, the two that I got from you. And I think that's it. I don't have very much. I pale in comparison to you, David.
It's good fun collecting the foreign ones, mainly for the different artwork.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's really cool about it is the different artwork. I finally got a finish album. They didn't have many. Oh, wow.
That's true. There's a guy, a viewer who watches my channel. Sometimes he's from Finland. Janko, I think he's called. And yeah, he told me there's not many Finnish-made records.
Huh.
What was it, Steve? What was the title? What was the record you bought? Let us know in the comments. Oh. Okay, didn't know that.
What Warren?
Mm.
I didn't realize that either. I thought it was just the King Creole that it was doing that too. But apparently,
Remember, I was asking you the other day about the Elvis's Back sessions.
Uh-huh.
And well, nobody else knows this, of course, but I bought the Elvis's Back Sessions CD, and the guy that sold it to me, he sent me another CD for disc 2, which he said was a replacement for the original disc 2, which apparently has a problem with the sound. And I started doing some research online about this to find out what the problem was with that CD. And it turns out that there were quite a few other FTD CDs that have got problems with them. Do you know anything about that?
The only one I know there was two. There was Elvis's Back, and there was a CD called single CD, a soundboard called Destination USA.
Called what? Destination USA?
Yeah, it has a red. It was recorded in August of '72 at the Hilton, and apparently they had the same issue with that. And I actually had that one, but when I bought it, the guy I bought it from never mentioned nothing about it, and I found out about it later after I already bought it. So I'm hoping.
Okay. I think there were some others as well from what I was reading online. It seems to be not an uncommon thing with FTDs.
Well, I think everybody puts so much stock, including myself. I'm guilty. You put so much stock in these FTDs because they are unique, and then you find out all the problems.
But you just wonder how it can possibly get released that way. Doesn't anybody listen to these things before they release them?
You would think. Now, some of the soundboards, for me, my experiences, I think they sound really, really good. I missed that last comment.
I was Steve, the Finnish record. I asked him what he bought from Finland. Oh, was that a single?
Didn't know it would definitely single here.
Yeah, don't know. Seems like a strange choice of record for the Finns to produce.
Yeah. David, do you have either the U.S. or the international? Do you have many of the Camden releases?
I think I've got them all in one pressing or another.
Oh, okay. I have them all as well. But all the ones I have from the original, the ones from 69 to 72, I have them mostly U.S., but I have a couple that are, I think my Let's Be Friends is from another country. It's still got the blue Camden label, but it's from.
Yeah, I've got most of them. I think I've got most of the American ones as well, either Pickwick or Camden. I keep meaning to do a video comparing the Camdens and the Pickwicks because Pickwicks are not particularly popular, but I don't think they sound that bad.
Well, they're not popular in the United States, but I have several. Apparently, Pickwick and Camden did them on the UK label, and all it is a lot of the songs that were on the original US albums. They just compiled them with different sequential order. But I think they're very well made. Like there's, I have one called U.S. Mail. It's got the cover of the Aloha. Do you have that?
Yeah. No, I've seen it. Yeah, it's a UK album, isn't it? Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, and I tell you, I think they sound really, really good. I think the U.S. Camden sound good, but the U.S. it's like the quality control dipped a little bit. Maybe it's my imagination.
Well, that's what the perception seems to be. But I've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 Pickwick albums, American Pickwicks. And
with the black label.
Yeah, Rainbow P.
Yeah.
And they all sound fine. So I keep meaning to, record them onto the PC here and compare them and maybe do a video about them.
You should.
I like doing videos like that, but there's a couple of problems with them. The first thing is they take so long to do. And the second thing is, I don't mind taking time over a video, but what I don't like is to then upload it and then get a copyright claim.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? You take all that time on a video, and then you get, in some cases, it even gets blocked. I did a video on the Elvis album, the Fool album, and it was up on YouTube for quite a while, maybe 6 months or so. And then when the Back in Nashville album was announced, they pulled it. They just blocked it completely. because of there were some songs that were on the Back in Nashville album, not the same versions, obviously. So they just blocked it. And then once the sales of Elvis Back in Nashville had died down, I was able to reload it. Right? So I haven't done so, but I could re-upload it if I want to. So that's kind of annoying when you make a video and then it gets blocked.
They're almost like I don't want to say monopoly, because they just, I don't know, they're almost tyrannical. I probably shouldn't say this because they'll probably block me from, but just some of their rules are just ridiculous.
Mm.
You know, and
it's not like we're making any money out of these things.
What's that?
It's not like we're making any money out of these videos.
No, like, you know, I know a couple of channels that I follow, people that I'm actually friends with, that they'll make videos of, like, they'll show their record on the turntable, they'll play it. They block them.
Yeah.
Which I guess, when you think about it, if you're playing the whole song, it is kind of, you know, you're not getting permission to play.
Well, that's all you're doing. If your whole video is the song, and nothing else, then yeah, fair enough. I mean, that shouldn't be allowed. But I mean, just like what Paul said here earlier, just put this comment back up here. Because of both of you, I've brought a lot that I may never have, but with your recommendation, I have. So, you know, people do listen to or watch these videos, or not only our videos, but other people's too, and then they get interested and they go and buy these things.
Yeah, they and you're the same way, David. I try to be. Yeah, I've had people say, you know, oh, you know, the things you say, you know, you're straightforward, you're this or that. You say it in such a, you know, respectful manner, but that's just part of that's just my personality. But I'm transparent. Like, I try to give an honest review on what my video is about, because, you know, if it's crap, I'm going to say it's crap. If it's something that I'm not overly thrilled with. Now, to be fair, most of the stuff that I review, stuff that I think people will enjoy. Like, I started a series, you may have seen, I started a series, I think I'm on episode 6, for the new
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And I had somebody reach out, very respectfully, but I had somebody reach out and said, you know, why do you recommend this? Well, the item they wanted me to recommend was like a couple $100. So, you know, there's a method to my madness when I do these videos, because, I mean, financially people are struggling as a whole, myself included. Like, a lot of people, times are hard. So I want to come up with something that's entertaining, that is a good choice for somebody, but it's economical and they can pick it up. And I want to make sure that I'm not going to show them an FTD from like 15 years ago that's $300 and you can't get anymore. There's no sense in making a video like that. So I try to come up with something that is available, 1, 2, that's not going to break the bank, and 3, something that's a really solid release.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. You know, the box sets, for example, they're always a good deal. I'm laughing at the comments.
Oh, it's me. I'm so sorry. Here.
Not me.
And Warren, you may have come on later. I was showing David this. I got this in the mail. I got this for a song, this picture disc. And I was saying how it's got the Aloha covered on both sides, but it's all 1956, 57 songs, which I found odd. But it was wrapped in this. It's a nervous habit. It's probably driving all of you crazy. I apologize. It's not intentional. It's just, I get it in my hand, I pop it, and whoever comes back and watches the replay, you're like, what's that popping noise? Well, there you go. That's what. I thrown it away. It's gone. It's away from me. Up, it flew back. It's now like halfway across the room. So no more popping. My apologies.
Yeah, there were quite a few. To go back to that picture disc there were quite a few other ones which came out at that time, early 80s, from Denmark, Danish picture discs. Yeah. And that was called Pictures of Elvis, and there's another one, Volume 2, and there's a Volume 3 as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look, I didn't even notice that. You look right there in the second one.
Yeah, volume one.
One.
I think volume two. The volume two one, it has a picture of Elvis in that. I don't know what the name of the jumpsuit is. It's a blue jumpsuit that he was wearing about 1975. Maybe it had black sleeves. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it was a ruffle.
Yeah. Like a puffy sleeves. Yeah. And it's not a particularly complimentary picture, but they used that one for volume two. And then volume three, if you can find that one, Pictures of Elvis 3, that picture disc is actually quite rare. The third one.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, this is brand new. And I think the record was 14 and the shipping was like $4. I paid like $18 and I did on it. It was me and two other people. And I kind of waited to the last minute and I put in a couple extra dollars and I won it. So
You'll find that the 50 songs are all in reprocessed stereo. So if you're not a fan of that, I'll warn you now.
I'm not a fan of that. I hate the reprocessed stereo personally.
I've actually got one here somewhere. I can't remember if it's that one or volume two, and it's in like it's in a like a cover, thin cover, like an inner sleeve thin paper cover, and it's like it's called an Eternal Calendar.
Oh.
I think that's the one I have. I think it might have been a later release because the first ones were like yours, just in the plastic cover.
Well, the thing that drives me nuts about the repro, and I remember as a kid not liking it. The thing that I don't like about the repro stereo, it sounds like he's singing in a tunnel, like it's
Right,
really echoey, and it sounds like crap.
Yeah, some albums sound alright, and some songs sound alright. Pictures of Elvis, yeah.
I'm assuming it was different era, like the 50s, 2 might have been the 60s, and 3 might have been 70s, maybe? Is that how it was, Dave?
No, I don't know what songs are on volume 3 because I've never had it, but I think volume 2 was like a continuation of volume 1, like a mixture of 50s and 60s, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
But no, I haven't heard them for many years.
So it's a real I didn't pay much for it. I went to a record shop and had about 20 British. I bought them all.
They come out of Denmark, yeah.
Oh wow. Was it Steve that was saying TCB was a hit?
Yeah.
2,000 out? No, it was Warren.
I'll say that again.
I was wondering who said they had 2,000. I think it was Warren. But how many does Steve have? He's got quite a few.
Yeah, I don't know. Judging from his videos, he's got a big collection there.
Well, I saw a video he did it's probably 6 months or more. I'm trying to think what record it was, and he had like 12 versions of it. It floored me. I'm like, man, that's awesome.
Is that an LP?
I got
single.
I got the 1967. I think I want to say it was. I think it was. Now that I think of it, I think it was Elvis's Golden Records Volume 2, and he had like 12 versions of it. He's like, this is the 7 orange label, and this is the UK orange label, and this is the 1971. I'm like, man, you put me to shame.
But I think he's done quite a few videos like that.
Oh, we have. But for some reason, that one stood out to me because that's one of my favorite. Of the 4 that they came out with during his lifetime.
Here's a question for you. I don't know if you know this, but Steve, that's TCB, he collects copies of My Boy from around the world. And I guess he's got over a dozen copies of the My Boy single. So my question to you is, if you could choose one Elvis single to collect from around the world, which single would you be interested in collecting?
Well, this is more of a sentimental pick because the one I'm going to tell you, it was I got it Christmas of '72. I can remember it distinctly. My mom got it for me for Christmas. And it was Burning Love backed with It's a Matter of Time with him in the red jumpsuit. So it would probably be that one. But like I said, that's more of a sentimental pick. But I love the song. I love both of those songs, but it would probably be that one.
Well, that wouldn't be too expensive, I think, if you were to try and get a worldwide collection of that.
Well, it's a later song. It's from 1972. And there's probably a ton, maybe, but I bought an original unplayed mint one about 2 years ago. And I think I paid $20 for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. It's not very much. What about you?
I'd probably choose either Love Letters Come What May. Yeah, do the clown. No, not do the clown. I've got enough copies of that. Love Letters Come What May would be one choice, and the other one would be Milk Can Blues Boogie and You're a Heartbreaker.
Oh wow, you're going way back.
But the Milk Can Blues Boogie would cost a fortune to build up a collection of that. I'd love to get that in 45. I actually had a chance to get one. I think it was January last year, 2022. This store in Tokyo, they had all 5 Sun singles available, and they sold That's All Right very quickly, with it being the first one. And they had Milk Cow Blues Boogie for about $300, and they said it was in VG minus condition. And I was just umming and ahhing about it for 2 or 3 weeks. Should I get it? Should I not? But I couldn't see any pictures of it, and it was January, so I didn't really have that much money to throw around, so I let it go. Kind of regret it now.
But it bothered you for a very good minus?
No, because it's an original Sun record, so you can't really expect much better condition than that.
Yeah. When you put that spin on it, it kind of changes the whole. I'm thinking in general a very good minus, because when I read anything, it's very good minus. I avoid it, but you're right. It's a Sun.
I would too normally, yeah. And it wasn't. I don't think it's one of the best recorded of the Sun songs anyway. So, but I would like to hear it because it's one of my favorite Sun songs, and I'd like to actually hear the original record.
Now, when you passed on it, were they asking a lot for it?
It was about $300 US.
Oh, wow.
Which is not bad, is it?
Well, actually, to hear you say that for a 45 and very good minus, to me, it sounds like a lot of money.
Oh, really?
But for the collector, for the Sun, because I know that's a big, big thing in the Elvis world, singles.
I think that's the rarest of the 5 Milk Cow Blues Boogie.
Now, where would that fall sequential in his releases from Sun? Was that like the second one he did?
That was the third one.
Third one. Okay.
Yeah. Good Rockin' Tonight was the second. Baby Let's Play House fourth, and then Mystery Train. Mystery Train is the easiest one to find.
I want to shock
you. I don't have any.
I want to shock you when I tell you I don't have any Sun.
No, I don't either. But like I say, that's usually, I've never seen any as cheap as that in Japan before. But I passed it up, unfortunately.
And you're kicking yourself. How long ago was this?
That was early last year.
You said January.
Yeah. Another one will come along.
Well, that's the thing, and I think that's why I'm thinking about seriously waiting on the making of Jailhouse Rock, because in fact it was Warren who was telling him, because he has it, and he said, "Look, if you're not comfortable with the price, it's going to pop up again."
Yeah, they always pop up again.
So I think that's what I have 30. Holy moly!
All right, so there's a challenge to everyone out there. Can anybody beat that? 32 copies of one record.
I have like 7 of it, and I thought that was crazy. And he's got 32, man. Wow, that's impressive.
I think I have about 24 copies of Golden Records, but not 32. The first Golden Records.
Yeah, I don't have many of that. Like, yeah, there's so many things I want to get, but like I said, I just started running out of room.
There you go. You see, he would have bought it for 300.
There you go.
Partly it was to do with timing. It was just after Christmas, and New Year's a big thing as well in Japan. It's quite an expensive time of year in Japan. Is New Year.
Yeah. Yeah, when you said $300 for in minus, I didn't attach the fact that it's an original Sun record. All I'm hearing is $300. Like, holy moly, that's a lot of money. I
really don't want to know. Interesting.
I think a few people are dropping off. I think one left. I think
I never liked that song until maybe about 2-3 years ago.
Really?
Suddenly started to like it. Yeah. Okay, I've got something to show you now.
Okay.
It's right behind me, and this is for everybody who's watching as well. See what you think. If I can find it. Oh, how about that? Straight away. Okay, this is a Japanese copy of I Really Don't Want to Know, but have a look at the insert. Tell me what you think. Be honest.
Okay.
I know what I think. I know what I think. You're not going to be able to see it, are you? Can you see just here?
No.
No. That's a shame. Can anybody see that? Well, they won't be able to if you can't. It says "Best wishes, Elvis Presley."
Wow.
I don't know if it's genuine or not. I don't know. I really don't. If it's a fake, it's a very good fake.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. What I'll do one of these days, I'll scan it and I'll put it up on one of my videos so you can tell me what you all think.
I'm missing that one. I don't have that one.
What? Not even an American copy?
No, I'm missing probably 3 or 4 of the 70s, maybe 3 of the 70s. Everything else I have. I have a lot of most, and I have a few of the 50s. No Sun records.
Yeah, I'd love to get one day.
Yeah. I have a very minus milk cow kid. I'll sell it.
$300. I have that. Oh, all right, Paul, you have that one, yeah. But Paul, do you have Elvis's autograph on it? That's the main thing. I'll tell you, I saw a really funny auction. It's going back a few years now. It was on eBay, and it was a single. It was an Elvis single, and it was signed. Elvis Presley, best wishes, whatever. And I knew as soon as I saw it that it was a fake. And I'll tell you why I knew it was a fake, because it was the picture sleeve for the My Way single. So it must be a fake, right? Because My Way was released after he died.
Yeah.
Well, somebody was trying to sell a single that was released after he died as being a genuine autographed Elvis record.
And that was the one.
People were bidding on it as well. It was getting some interest. A lot of watchers on it.
And that was the one that was back with America, right? The live version of America. Yeah, because I actually bought that. I think it came out maybe a month and a half, 2 months after.
Yeah, it was 77 anyway. Yeah, I know
that. Yeah. Signed. Wow. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's signed. It's a very good fake. If it's not genuine, it looks. I do wonder though, how could Elvis have signed a Japanese single? It would have meant somebody going to America from Japan, taking the single with them, seeing Elvis, and getting him to sign it.
Yeah.
Or possibly, maybe they sent it to Graceland, and one of the guys in the Memphis Mafia did one of their fake signatures.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I bought that single from Japan.
Was it the promo with the what's her name? There is a Japanese promo version of I Really Don't Want to Know, and on the other side it has a song by a French singer, Sylvie Vartan, I think her name is. So there's a promo only single. On one side it had the Elvis song, and on the other side it had the Sylvie song. I'm guessing, Steve, you mean it had the other Elvis song on the B side. What's on the B side? What's on the other side? I can just tune my head. It'll come to me. Never mind. It's bugging me now. There goes my everything. That's it.
Yeah. God.
Mm. I've seen that. I've seen that set.
Oh,
I think
Warren.
it's, is that in the like a red box with the sun logo on the front? Is that the one? If so, it does look pretty good.
Yeah, I thought Warren signed off. I thought he left us. He's here for the long haul.
All right. Speaking of Warren, 10, 11 of Spin Out, then Paradise West. Okay, that's how many copies he's got of those albums. Yeah. So no one can beat 32.
No. That's another album soundtrack I really like. I really like Spin Out.
Yeah, it's a good album now.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm going to be getting.
Say that again.
I said, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to be buying from. It's got the white label, I think.
Oh, yeah. Do you want that?
Yeah, I think I want to get it from you.
Okay, that's a good series, is that? Because the vinyl's very quiet.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's priced too. So yeah. I'm after this video. After we get off here, I want to email you about a couple things. That'll be one of them.
Okay.
If you're still, I was going to say if you're still up. Oh my word, you're in the afternoon. You are.
Oh, I find time zones so fascinating. I was thinking about it as I was eating my lunch. I was thinking my Sunday's halfway finished, and your Saturday's still not over.
Yeah. Well, we're officially Sunday now, but
now it's Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, we without
the new MSG from the UK.
Yeah, it's the white vinyl, the numbered.
Yeah, that's what Paul's asking here. Anyone got the new MSG 2 record set on white vinyl?
I don't have it yet, and I'm still not sure if I want to get. I want to get it, but I have several versions of it.
Yeah, I've got the black vinyl, the 2 LP black vinyl version.
That's what I have. Yeah, I have the same one, and then I have an original pressing with the orange label.
Yeah, I've got that as well. So it must be 1 o'clock where you are now, then.
See, on here. Yeah, just heard 1 a.m. Yep.
Wow. Maybe I ought to let you get some shut eye, as you say in America.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta fold a little bit of laundry when I get off with here, and then I'll email you. But I'm a night owl. My wife, she went to bed. She was like, make sure you don't go to bed. Yeah, because we're having a Super Bowl party. But I gotta take I gotta take our dog to get groomed at 1:30 my time. So yeah, weekends aren't restful for us. We say that all the time. There's always something to do. Hello, guys. Sorry. Oh, Curtis. Curtis. How you doing, buddy? You can go back and watch the replay and hear all the popping noises. That's me. I threw it away, but if you hear popping noises, it's me popping bubble wrap.
All right, Paul says get the Madison Square Garden white vinyl. Well, I'll add it to my list of imported records that I will get if they come along at the right price.
Yeah, I've seen it priced at different things. I think I want to say Amazon had it for like 42, and I've seen it as low as 35. That's a lot for something that I have multiple copies of.
Yeah. I'll leave it for now.
What's that?
I'll leave it for now. Like I say, if it comes along cheaply, I'll grab it.
I think they made, I want to say 5,000, maybe 10,000 of it. So it'll be out there. It'll be available. So
that's a lot. It sounds like a lot for a new Elvis release. There'll probably be quite a few unsold copies floating about.
I think so. I'll do a video of what I got today. Say what it is now, but I want to do a video once it arrives, and so I'll keep the suspense.
Oh, you mean what you bought today. Ah, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll keep that between us. Once it arrives, I'll do a. I'm excited. I'm so excited to get that. It made my whole day. It made my whole week, and the new week's not here yet. And I'm like, oh man.
Well, it should arrive. It should arrive in good condition because it's in 2 boxes.
Well, yeah. Whenever I get it from you, that's the first thing I noticed is how well you. There's a reason why you have a great seller rating, but the last thing, the how great the art I got from you was immaculately wrapped. It's funny. I get stuff quicker from you than I get domestically.
Really?
Yeah, I got that. You shipped that out, and counting the weekend, I got 5 days.
Wow, that's
So
fast.
Japan. But if I order something in the UK, it takes like 10 days, 12 days.
I think it's because if you get some from the UK, it's probably sent by standard raw mail or airmail service.
Yeah, and they're not. I buy raw mail for now so they get all that straight out.
If I sent stuff to America by Japan Post, it would probably take a week to 2 weeks. But I can't send anything to America Japan Post at the moment. Only by EMS. Do you know EMS?
No, I've never heard of that.
That's an express airmail service, but it's actually even more expensive than the courier that I use to send to America. It's really expensive to send stuff to America right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you get anything for the UK, average is like $35-$40. It's insane.
I thought the UK was quite reasonable actually for shipping.
Used
Maybe it's gone up. It used to be, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be. Ever since the strike and everything with the economies on
It might
both
be
sides.
the pandemic as well. It could be the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's why it's more expensive to send from Japan now because ever since the pandemic, services were cut and then rising oil prices and so on and so forth.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the cost of, sending it air and it's just been crazy. Well, I apologize. I popped throughout the video. I couldn't help myself.
All right, should we sign off then? Just to clean up a few final questions here. Curtis says, "Are we going to get the on tour vinyl?" I think we covered that, didn't we? I said I'm going to get it if it comes along at the right price. I think you're undecided as well, right?
If I can get it for the right price, I will get it.
All right. Well, Paul says it's 2,500 copies, not 5,000. Okay.
Oh wow! See what I thought. Thanks, Paul, for verifying that because I thought it was 5,000. But yeah,
Australia, New Zealand can take up to 2. What are they doing? Are they sending it by sea or something?
Raw Mail International Post is totally screwed up. They are.
Sending to the UK is all right, but getting stuff from the UK is difficult at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I had heard, and I appreciate them being honest, but I was going to buy something, and they said, I'm just going to put it out there. There's somebody in the UK, like, I'm putting it out there. It looked like the strike was going to be settled. Now they're telling us it's going to go back on. I think they said February 15th or 16th, they're going to go back on strike. I'm not buying anything. I got a copy, like I'm building up my FTD CD collection. I had bought Elvis on Stage in Memphis, Tennessee. I bought it like almost 4 weeks ago, and I didn't expect to get it. It finally arrived the other day, and there's something that I bought beginning of January, and it's still stuck as of January 7th. It's just sitting there, so it's over a month later. It hasn't moved, so I wonder if I'll ever get that. They say they swear everything's going to get shipped out. It's just they're so backlogged because of the strike.
Yeah, it probably will eventually.
Yeah.
I hope you got what you should.
March or April, maybe.
Yeah. I hope it's insured. It should be okay.
Yeah, it should be. Well, and David, if you're game for this, I'd love to do this again. We have any agenda with it.
Yeah, sure. We'll do it. We'll jump over to your channel next time, and
Okay.
I'll let you be in charge of the comments.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your questions and comments.
Yep.
And see you next time then, Mike.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
All right. Cheers then, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care.
You too.